Hello, today we remember the birthday in 1980 of Jacinda Ardern. She became, in 2017, New Zealand's youngest ever Prime Minister. And she recalls in her memoirs sitting on the loo one day with a positive pregnancy test in her hand, pondering who she should appoint to her new cabinet. And she had kept from everybody the fact that she and her husband were undergoing fertility treatment. And it so happened that the system worked and she became pregnant at the very same time as she reached the pinnacle of her political aspirations. And she speaks of how hard it was to hold these two sides of her roles, these two roles that she had in life, as mother and as Prime Minister, side by side. She speaks of the moment when she noticed that she was spending time with her new daughter, whilst at the same time what was going through her mind were graphs showing how COVID was getting more serious in the country. And eventually she decided at the end of her 5-year term not to stand for re-election. She said the burden of carrying these two roles was too big to bear and was putting too much pressure on her. I think it's true of all of us that we carry a whole load of different agendas around in our minds at the same time. Rarely are they as significant as being a new mother and being a Prime Minister, but the business of living involves us having to have various agendas, some of them quite domestic, a sort of shopping list or a calendar that we have in our heads. Some of them more things that we've chosen to do, tasks that we've taken on, that are there running at the back of our minds all the time as we plan and think about how we might put them into practice or respond to other people's suggestions and recommendations for things that we might or should do. And so I sympathise with Jacinda Ardern having this serious dual role, and can see something of myself in that, in the sense that I too sometimes feel that the pressure of carrying all these different roles around in my head is getting too much. It's a bit like running a computer with too many apps, and you sometimes have to get rid of one or two of the apps and shut them down in order that the others might run more effectively. And I think that's certainly what Jacinda Ardern decided to do. She decided she had to close down the app, so to speak, of being Prime Minister and even an MP, because she wanted to focus on the other agenda of being a mother, which was clearly more significant to her. And it required sacrifice. She had to give up something that she clearly had worked for much of her life. And I think as we wrestle with the agendas that we have, I think we need to learn the art of focusing on one at a time, and not allowing too many of them to crowd in on our minds at the same time. It's the process of being present to the particular activity or thought that you're having, and not getting sidetracked and distracted by other agendas. But sometimes we have to do what Jacinda Ardern did and say that we're going to give up one of those agendas. We're going to let it go, even if sometimes it's at cost and with disappointment, because only that way will we really be able to fulfill the obligations that we have to the other agendas in our lives.